Michael disrespects me a lot, and I think there's a lot of bridges been burned.
And the problems we've had with Michael over the last sort of 6 years, and I think that's why Shelby has sort of slipped a little bit, because he's had centre of attention.
Not my fault I haven't found it.
It's time for bed.
You need to get your bedtime routine down. She's going to push back and give you resistance.
Shelby.
The reality is it's a battle of wills by then. You've got to hold your ground. But when you do hold your ground, what happens is you lose it with her. You start to shout at her, and then she shouts back at you. You don't need to shout at your children to have them listen and take instruction. You just have to hold firm.
You don't even live here, Michael. I don't want people knocking on the door.
I do think communication in the family is a big problem. They don't like to speak about the situations that's going on.
He knows he messed up, he knows he's screwed up. You know you've made decisions you shouldn't have, but this is time to move on. What do you need from your dad, Michael?
I just want him to be proud of me.
My first family, Marie and Darren, are desperate for help with their 10-year-old daughter, Shelby. Darren works long hours as a heavy goods vehicle driver, and Marie says she's struggling to cope with her unruly daughter alone.
I'm Marie. I've got Shelby, she's 10, and then there's my husband, Darren.
But I've got a bit of problem with my 10-year-old daughter, Shelby. She's acting really spoiled. What do you do on a Friday?
Get your uniform on.
She's being obnoxious.
Not my fault I haven't found it.
She's becoming in charge.
It's time for bed, take your skates off. Now she controls the house. All off. Then you can play and do what you want to do. Shelby. Everything that Shelby wants to do, Shelby does.
Come on, get your skates off, time for bed, please. Now.
She's disobedient. She won't do as she's told. Your bedtime's 9 o'clock, you need to be in bed.
It's not fair.
It's plenty fair. It's like she's a teenager. Well, it's time for bed. And I just want to have a good relationship with my daughter.
So quite a handful then.
Yes.
Well, welcome the pair of you.
Thank you.
Let's hear about life with the kids, with Darren on the road, because I mean that's a heavy job, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
You know, long hours, you know, driving from one location to the next.
Yes.
I mean, it's heavy duty. Let's not say single mum,
No.
because
no,
you're not.
No, I'm not.
But let's hear about what it is like, because I mean that's quite a challenging job, and you're there with the kids.
It is. It's hard because you know he's there, you know he's in the background.
Yes.
He's providing for us as a family, and you try to get as much quality time, obviously, with the kids and your husband as you can. But when you've got such a hectic household, and as soon as he walks through the door, it's chaos. And the first thing out of his mouth is, God, I want to be back to work. That hurts me, because then I want to be with my husband, but then the children should be with their dad. And he shouldn't have to want to be at work and not be at home.
Is that the first time you're hearing this?
No, no. It's what I say. You know, at the end of the day, it's, if you're working all day, I don't want to be the provider. I don't want to leave Marie at home, but I mean, I've got to work to pay the bills.
Yeah. So do the children behave differently when Dad comes home?
I think she plays up more when Dad comes home. She still plays up for me, but I think she plays up more when Dad comes home, I think.
I feel that while I'm out, Shelby's centre of attention. When I come in, I'm then centre of attention because I've come in from hard day's work, she's making me a cup of tea, she's doing me dinner. Shelby doesn't like that. She doesn't like me being, anybody else being something other than what she wants them to be.
Yeah,
so if I'm not centre of attention, she's got to be something, so she'll kick off until she is.
Because it's like, if I dare go over to you when you come in and give you a kiss and hug as soon as you come in, she's in the middle between us.
Push us apart.
And going, what about me? What about me?
Does that frustrate you? The fact that, you know, where's our time? You know, where is our time as a couple? I'm trying to hold it down with work, you know, and you're doing what you're doing at home.
It does, yes, because...
What about us as a couple?
It's hard for us. I mean, with Michael and the problems we've had with Michael over the last sort of 6 years, and I think that's where Shelby has sort of slipped a little bit, because he's had centre of attention for the last 6 years, and it has been horrendous. Marie always involves herself in his problems. And I don't know if it's just mum or she just wants to interfere.
No,
because there's so much that you can do.
Yes.
To not get involved in his life. But let him roll with his life.
It's hard because even though he's caused a lot of those problems, I see him. I can see it in his face, though, and he's struggling. He's struggling with his life. He doesn't know what to do.
Because you've done the same to Michael as what you're doing with Shelby.
Yeah, well, I do
body
too
coloured
much
him,
for
wrapped him up in cotton wool, and now he's struggling.
But then...
Yes.
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Let's go to tape. Talking about Michael.
Can we have that window shut, please?
I do think communication in the family is a big problem. They don't like to speak about the situations that's going on. I'm worried she'll get like me.
Michael disrespects me a lot, and I think there's a lot of bridges been burned. Now, Michael, please. Michael! I think once you've lost that respect for your own son, and he's lost that respect for you, I think it's fairly hard to get back. Michael! He's done nothing to make me proud, and I think a father should be proud of their children. The window's shut. If you want to speak to your mates, go out in the road and speak to your mates.
It's just mainly him. I want him to be proud of me.
You don't even live here, Michael. I don't want people knocking on the door.
Shelby's going to end up probably feeling the same when she gets older, you know, because if she carries on like this, she'll have nothing to show for it, won't have good grades. You know, no doubt she probably won't have a job when she finishes school. And, you know, no doubt she'll feel like me when she's at my age. Can't save me, but she's younger, you can stop her.
Welcome, Michael. Yeah. Harsh tape to watch?
A bit, yeah.
I could see on your face. How does your dad feel about you? I mean, what do you take home from what he says? What do you feel he really feels about you?
I just feel that he does want something to be proud of me for, and I've not shown him that. I've not given him anything to be proud of me for.
Why? Why do you feel that you haven't?
Because I know I haven't. That's not how I feel. I just know I haven't. I've not done anything. Through school, got in the wrong crowd. You know. When finishing school, still in the same wrong crowd, just not bothering. I've just not had any motivation to want to do anything until recently. And
do you take advantage of your parents at home? You do things that you shouldn't have done?
I know my mum will do anything for me, even when I don't ask her to. You know, if I've got no baccy, Mum, I've got no baccy, and she'll go and get me some baccy, and I know that. And sometimes I take
it from me.
Yeah, and
so that you can ask your mum to do things for you, and she'll do them when you know that really it's because she's a soft touch and she'll do them. Yeah. But you should be expected to.
Yeah.
It's hard, though, when you keep pushing, like you just said, I'm a soft touch. And do you know what? You hurt me a couple of weeks ago because you sat there and admitted that. Yeah, I could get anything I wanted off you. But, as I pointed out to you, yeah, your dad works hard. I've worked off and on. You've seen me work off and on. We have our own problems as a couple. But yet you stand there as an adult and take the mick out of me. When all I want to do, as for my kids, is make sure you have a good life, you do well for yourself, that by the time you hit 40, you've got something to be proud of. You need to be proud of yourself. I'm proud of what we've done. But you do nothing. You don't do nothing to show to us that we can be proud. I am proud of you. You're my son. Of course I am. I love you. But it doesn't matter what we do and we give at you. Yeah, I might give you the odd bit of money here and there to get your cigs. I shouldn't have to, because you should be providing for yourself. And you pointed out about your dad. Yeah, because your dad has worked. The only time he's not been in work is when he's been made redundant or he had a bad back and had a back operation. The rest of the time he's worked, he's provided for you as my child and me as his wife. He's worked his bum off to provide for everything for us. You take the mick out of me when I'm not working. No, there's sometimes I don't work, there's sometimes I do work. It's hard, that's life. But you've been left school since you were 16 years old, you've been on the dole, you've done nothing, and you want your dad to be proud of you. How can he be proud of you when you are quite blasé to happily sit back and allow that? What do you want me to say?
I don't know.
It's hard. We love you, you're our son.
I don't really know what to say.
We don't hate you.
A lot of the problems has become sort of with Shelby mainly over the last sort of 5 years, isn't it?
Well, yeah,
Because we spent. I mean, we're not going to sit here and beast you, Michael.
No.
A lot of the problems has come since
From.
because you've been full.
You've got to
full
remember,
health.
she's a baby. There's a big gap between you and her two big brothers. There's a big gap. That little girl has grown up. She's watched, as you point out, how much you have happily get what you want from us. She's watched. I'm not making excuses for her. Yeah, I give in to her. I know where my problems are. It's hard. I'm stuck in a rut. I am stuck in a rut. But when your sister knows, and I see so much of you in her, so much of you.
I don't believe the reason why Shelby is the way she is because of me.
No, it's not because of you.
because of
I'm
you.
just saying some of her... Do you know the other day when she spoke to me and you turned around and said to me, oh, the way she just spoke to you was disgusting. You've done that to me.
You've done that all through.
So where's she heard it? Where's she heard that behaviour? Because none of her friends talk like that.
But either way, just because I've done it doesn't mean that you should just let her carry on doing it.
No, I agree.
It started from somewhere. Now,
Yeah.
you were our firstborn. Now Shelby's the lastborn.
Yeah.
And okay, Shelby's my little girl, but she's not Daddy's girl anymore, is she? She used to be.
No.
And I don't spoil her as much as I should do, really.
Yeah.
Because I spoil her in the right reasons. If she's been done well at school, if she's been behaved. Now, I don't know how you felt over growing up, but if you can get an easy life in our house, because Mum will give in to you and do whatever she wants and argue and lie to me because you've had this, that and the other.
Then your problem is with your wife.
Exactly.
That's what your problem is.
And also, Michael growing up, knowing that he can get what he wants.
Well, the
and
reality
is Shelby just another knockoff from Michael?
Well,
And
I
it's
don't think
starting again.
is Shelby. I think you have a point. You know, you know as an adult that you push the boundaries and you were never taught. Because more for you that you continue to validate that he can take the mickey out of you every day and get what he wants. More for you. Shelby is not just watching her older brother and what he's been allowed to get away with. Shelby is going to recognise that and think that's a way of being able to get what she wants because more for you, she's watched you do it with Michael and now you're doing it with her. So at what point do you put the parent boots on and say, hold on a minute, I need to learn from Michael that I must not do this with Shelby? At what point didn't you wake up and say, hold on a minute, have I not learned anything myself? If Michael is learning that being in the wrong crowd and getting into trouble is what he needs to change about himself so that he can become a better man and learn from the experiences. Then he deserves a second chance to be able to do that because he's growing. He's a growing lad. He's learning to make those decisions that become better for him. But at what point do you as a parent then say, well, hold on a minute, I need to learn as well? Because I let my son get away with everything. I validated everything that he wanted and gave it to him. At what point do you say, hold on a minute, I need a reality check? Because I better make sure I don't mess up and do the same things that I did with my son and now make those same mistakes with Shelby.
Yeah.
At what point do you do that?
But then that's hard when I know what my mistakes are. I will admit my mistakes. I know what I've done wrong with him. Now he's an adult. I'm not giving in to him as much. I'm telling him, no, you can't. And I'm putting my foot down with him. And no, you cannot come live back in my house.
You need to do it with Shelby.
But then I'm trying to do it with Shelby, but then it's difficult when I'm not being backed up in the house.
You're not trying as hard as you could
I'm not trying as hard as I could
It's your
be.
general-
But then I'm thinking
General
to
persona, your general persona comes across there, and I think Michael will probably say that the kids follow what you'll do. If you've got a careless attitude, the kids have got a careless attitude. Isn't that
But
right?
then you tell me, when do you back me up in the household? When,
I always
when
back you up. I always back you up. You know, I'm out 12 hours a day, 8 hours a day, and I
That's
try to
not
back you
my
up.
fault that you're out 12 hours a day. When she comes in from school and she's kicking off with me from 3:15 till 6 o'clock when you walk through that door,
Yeah.
you come in, you talk to me, and she's still kicking off, and I'm over by that cooker and I'm dishing up tea, and she's still kicking off with everybody else. Who's the one that's going in that room going, Shelby,
What
that's
do you mean
enough?
do? Go and tell her off, and then she goes crawling to you, and you say, "What have you told her off for?"
No, because I don't do that anymore. Because I say to her,
you
if Daddy
did, and
tells
she
you off,
knows the damage is already done. She knows that she can
You've
rub
pointed
round
out
you.
she's not a daddy's girl no more.
What I'm
she's a
saying
mummy's
is,
girl.
if you have a general attitude within the house, and sometimes I do a lot of the building work in the house, and I make that kitchen. That kitchen is what I built. That extension is what I built with these hands.
Right.
And you said to me that. I said to you when the kitchen was old, I said, why don't you just generally tidy up when I come in from work? Because it's a horrible kitchen. And now we've got a brand new kitchen. Michael said to me the other day, my mum quickly ran around and cleaned up because she knew you were coming home. Why? Just...
Because I felt like it.
What's your general outview is that if mum doesn't do, why the hell should I do it?
Yeah.
Right. Shelby's the same. If mum can't be bothered doing it, why should I?
But with Shelby...
And I'm the same, right? But I work 8 hours a day and I drive all day and I'm off to Scotland, I'm off to Essex, I'm off to Barnstaple and everywhere else.
Right, so hold on
If
a
I
minute.
come in, why should I have to come in from an 8-hour drive and start cleaning the kitchen?
So as I just pointed out earlier when I was talking to Michael before we came on here, so you tell me who was working full-time, taking the children to school, dropping them off, going to work all day, coming home from work, picking the children up from childcare, cooking the tea, cleaning up, making all the sandwich boxes ready, getting them into bed 11 o'clock at night. So I'm
This
not
is the
only
argument
doing
we've always had.
childcare.
So what do you need?
We've always had.
So let's stop for a moment here. So there are times when you work.
Yes.
And
Whenever I get a full-time job.
so there are times that you work, okay, and then you're forward thinking of how you're going to get things done for the kids.
Yes.
And you're working and you come home, and what I'm hearing is that there is a major conversation that needs to happen with respects to the responsibilities, with respects to how you divide the children's responsibilities for when you are working.
If I work, I have also got other things that I have to worry about. And I'm not getting at you, but what I'm trying to say to you is when you work, you don't have to worry about childcare and who's going to look after that
So
child
what
when
do
I'm
you
working.
need?
So what I need from you is whether I'm working or not working, we're together with these kids.
I appreciate that, and there's not once ever where I've said that you do any less of a job than I do.
Is there an agreement of who's putting the kids to bed tonight? You know, who's taking care of the chores that go on in the
did.
house?
When Shelby
we
was young,
tried.
it was always, Dad, you take me upstairs, you read me a
Yes.
book, Dad, you take me. I was quite willing to do that,
And
always. And then she suddenly
changed.
swapped to Mum. Now,
And then what
little
happened then?
girls tend to go mummy's girls because they know they can get handbags and everything else from their mum and go
No,
out
but not at
shopping.
bedtime. I mean, bedtime, if they're
It
saying,
will.
oh, I want Mum,
She
you can
won't
take...
allow him.
She won't allow me.
proper
Go
kicks
nowhere
off
near.
with me. If I'm doing, he will try to help me of an evening. If it's late and she knows it's 9 o'clock bedtime, she will do what it showed on the VT. She'll run, she'll hide. I'm trying to get his sandwich box because he's telling me I've got to be up at 2.
That's where you're going wrong. That's where you're going wrong.
She won't let him.
No, she doesn't
take
have a
him to bed.
choice. She doesn't have a choice. I think we're forgetting here, you're the parents. Let's go to tape, because I had a chance to meet Shelby earlier. Hi. Nice to meet you. How are you? I'm Jo. How are you?
Fine.
Good. How long is Dad away? When he's driving, does he stay away like just during the day, or does he go away for a couple of days?
He stays, like, he drives and then sometimes he comes back really late
Right.
after tea.
Okay. And then do you get to speak to Daddy when he's on the road?
No.
No. So you just see him when he comes home? Ah.
Yeah.
You miss Daddy while he's away? Yeah. Mummy and Daddy have come here because they wanted to talk to me, because they said that sometimes you get really angry and you get upset about things, and they wanted to make that better. Is that right?
Mhm.
Okay. What are the things that you get angry about then?
Me and my mum get along with each other, but sometimes I argue with her.
Sometimes you argue with your mum. What are the things that you argue with her about?
Going to bed,
Right.
and it's like 9 o'clock and it's the weekend on
Right.
Sunday. But on Sundays I have to go bed on 9 o'clock because on Monday,
Right. So I go to bed later.
like 10 o'clock.
Right. Why 10 o'clock?
I don't know, because I'm not sleepy that much.
Right, so you don't feel tired,
No.
so you want to go to bed later. What are the things that you do before you actually go to bed and turn off the light?
Really, I sleep with the light on all night.
You do? Is there a reason why you do that?
Yeah, because I don't like the dark.
Right, okay. What other things don't you like doing that you say to Mum, no, I don't want to do that? And then sometimes, you know, you...
Cleaning my bedroom.
I like cleaning your bedroom. Okay. What about if we said that every Thursday you had to tidy your room, but then you do have to put your clothes away every day? What about if we said that for an idea?
It's just I've got nowhere to put my clothes.
You've got nowhere to put them, and that makes it difficult maybe then,
Yeah.
of where you're going to put them. So we might have to have a good organisational day. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right then, I'll go and talk to Mum. Look after Snowy. Bye, love. Interesting chat with Shelby. She doesn't like, obviously, cleaning up her room, as you heard. Nowhere, apparently, to put her clothes.
Oh, she has. She
which
has
I'm sure is
wardrobe.
an excuse every day.
Yes.
She's certainly going to bed too late. I mean, there's no two ways about that. And she spoke to me about, you know, feeling tired when she wakes up in the morning. And I'm not surprised, really, if you're going to bed that late. I think you need to get your bedtime routine down properly with respects to standing firm with who is putting, you know, Shelby to bed. And you do need to create that circumstance where you have that cut-off period and your bedtime routine is starting, and you follow that through with no disruptions, like one or the other is doing it. You know, you're home and you realise who's taking turns to do that.
Yes.
Whether she's kicking off or not, the reality is this is the parent who's going to be doing that chore. You can get that straight and stick with it and follow it through. She's going to push back and give you resistance, because we've already seen her jump on the floor and, you know, hold her ground. The reality is it's a battle of wills by then. And you've got to follow that through, because once she recognises that causing a stink won't get her what she wants, then she'll start to back down, and you'll see those temper tantrums eliminate. It's because she's had to blow up bigger and bigger with her temper tantrums in order for you guys to back down, and she's learnt that behaviour.
Yeah.
And it does get worse if you continue to basically pacify her behaviour. She's a little girl. She's 10 years old.
Yes.
You know, she's been mollycoddled a little bit. She's been pacified, Mum, with some of that behaviour. I think we're fully aware of that. And I'd like to see her really have fun and own that bedtime routine. You've given her, well, you've really allowed her rule a roost to just come home and behave a certain way in order to get what she wants. You do have to put your foot down. You know, the reality is there are things that she needs to learn so she becomes more independent and she becomes more self-sufficient.
Yes.
And she recognises that, you know, her mother is going to tell her to do certain things that she is capable of doing.
Yeah.
And whilst you allow her to get away with that, you'll just make her lazy. You'll make her really lazy, and then she'll just refuse to do it and cause an argument to have you back down and not do it. But the reality is, if she doesn't do it, yeah, then there'll be a firm consequence for her the next day.
Yeah.
You know, you want to be able to... She told me that she got a new bin. She said, I got a new bin, Jojo. I got a new bin.
She's got a new bin.
You know, last year I got a new bin. You know, so when you pass through her room and she's playing in it and you notice it, you want to be able to say to her, you know, you may turn around and say, you know, oh, tea's going to be ready, but before you come down, did you put all the trash in your bin, you know? Did you put all the rubbish in? And then when she comes down, you remind her, did you do it? Oh, no, I forgot. Right, go upstairs then and get it done because I'm going to come and check afterwards. And what'll happen is you'll build that trust because she'll know that you're going to come back up and you are going to check. It really is a matter of, you've got to hold your ground. But when you do hold your ground, what happens is you lose it with her. You start to shout at her, and then she shouts back at you. You don't need to shout at your children to have them listen and take instruction. You just have to hold firm when you're communicating with her, you know? Sorry?
It's like what my dad said to me, yeah, why I'm so bad. I was never scared, I wasn't scared of punishment, and that's like her. I don't think she'll ever listen. Because she knows that whenever they say, go to your room, you're grounded, or whatever, the next day, they give in. Tomorrow, you're not having
you know, you're talking
or anything.
So let's just turn back on that, because it was a little bit, you contradict yourself a little bit there. I don't think she's scared of consequences, you know, in our house. Well, it's not about being scared of consequences. It's about recognising that there are consequences. There are good consequences and bad consequences.
You know she'll get away with them, though,
Correct.
every time.
And that's where the problem lies. You know, and if you don't teach your children that, how will they become better at their emotional development in making decisions to think before they act? You won't allow her to become more self-disciplined in her impulsive behaviour, and that needs to be curbed. You know, it needs to be taught, because you have one son who had a tough lesson because of that, and you don't. You know, you don't want Shelby going in the same way.
No, I don't. I've said that right from the beginning. I can see her heading in that path with her attitude when I say to her, right, if you don't go and get yourself ready for bed now, you don't have to go to bed now, because what I've tried to do with the bedtime as well is get her ready for bed 5-10 minutes prior to going to bed.
It's not enough. It's not enough for her. It's not enough. She told me that, you know, she gets scared of the dark and she wants a little lamp, right? She wants a little lamp on and a little night light. Her mind is all over the place. You know, she wants the lamp because when the lights go dark, she starts to think of things, her imagination goes. It's kind of like when you've been going all day as an adult and then you finally get into bed and you feel a bit achy. You think to yourself, God, am I going down with the flu? You know, because you've been on the go, the adrenaline's going, you've been on the go getting things done. And as soon as you've got nothing to do and you're laying in bed, if you don't conk out straight away and fall asleep, you feel a little bit under the weather, because that's the time when your body just stops. Well, Shelby's body doesn't stop, her mind keeps running. And children need, because of their body clocks, just like us as adults, if we respected the fact that our bodies need time to wind down, we would all, as a nation, get better sleep. But we don't. We push ourselves all the time. We push, push, push. But as regulators of making sure your children have healthy sleep and the right amount of sleep, we have to create that for them. So I want Shelby to have that hour. I want her to have a ritual before she goes to bed so that she can really switch off mind and her body. and relax. You know, you'd have a much smoother ride. You would, and have appropriate times.
We did try that, didn't we?
Trying's not going to work. You need to actually do it and stick with it and continue.
But then another problem now starts, or something else happens, and that just gets forgotten about for one night.
You know, it's
carrying on that.
And you have to carry on. There's going to be circumstances that will distract you. Yeah. There is. You know, oh, my phone's ringing. Oh, so-and-so wants to know this. Oh, can you quickly ring mum? Oh, auntie's on the phone. That's when you say, no, I'm focused here. And the children need that focus. And if you're away and, you know, you have the opportunity to do that, you should be dividing that between yourselves, not allowing her to make that decision all the time. Yes, it's true. You know, that daughters, as they get older, they want to be able to spend, you know, time with their mums and being able to connect with them on that female gender level. Yes. But not at this age. This is lovely for daddy to come and give her a kiss goodnight and tuck her into bed and know that she's safe and protected and she can sleep well, because children feel safe. And when children feel safe and protected, children sleep better. They sleep better.
Come on, get your skates off, time for bed, please. Now.
I think when she gets to senior school,
Shelby.
she's going to struggle. And I think she'll be argumentative with the teachers.
I think I'd want Shelby to just be that nice little girl that she used to be. It's quite strange, actually, because I don't know where the anger's come from.
Because we've gone through that with Michael, I would like Shelby not to go down them tracks. I mean, she's a mini Michael at the moment.
The fears obviously come from the trouble with Michael and, you know, how you manage that situation. If we're being really realistic here. The rule in the roost comes from having that amount of control and really not being focused enough and on the same page with your responsibilities in moving forward with Shelby, and the battle of wills and putting your foot down, you know. And I guess that fear then for yourself looks at her behaviour and know that she could continue to then do that with children in her school. Not if you stop it now. This is behaviour that you can nip in the bud. This really is. You just have to make your mind up, you know, that you're ready to be the parent that she needs and put your foot down. And at the same time, be the loving mother that you are with her, you know?
I think because obviously growing up with Michael, I was 18 when I had Michael, and I've always said, was I ready to become a mum at 18? No, I wasn't. I wasn't ready. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I was doing everything ab lib and, you know, But
you know now.
But I know now.
But you know now, and that's why. But you know now.
And I think I've got myself stuck in, because of that, I think I've got myself stuck in that rut, and I'm finding, I think I'm scared to come out of that rut.
Well, you've seen the tape now. Your eyes are open. There's no excuse. Yeah. There's no excuse. Darren, please perch over here for me, please. Come over here. I just want you in front of your son for a moment, please. Oh. You know, kids screw up. They make mistakes, you know. They make mistakes and they make decisions that are not the best decisions because they're trying to find their way as well. You know, they're not Shelby's age anymore, but at the same time, you know, they're just coming into the adult world and they're trying to work it out. They're trying to work it out. And whilst they're trying to work it out, they want to know that the decisions that they make, if they're not the right ones, that they can always come home, that they've all got this safety that they can come home and they can share what those problems are, regardless to how bad they are, that regardless to the decisions that they make, that they learn from the experience of that, so that they think before they act the next time, that it allows them to personally grow and mature. Yeah. They go and take those risks and do things in life because they've had the love from the family to be able to feel like they can perch away a little bit. You know, living with girlfriends or friends and getting out there in the real world, you know, and learning how it functions and how they are well adjusted in fitting in. But in being able to do that, it means that Michael's got to be okay with who he is. Michael's got to like who he is as a person and not feel that the only way that he will receive unconditional love from his parents is not because he has to do something that will please you or please you, but what will please Michael and make Michael feel proud of himself for whatever those choices are. What do you need from your dad, Michael? I mean, I know it's difficult to talk about those circumstances when you're very conscientious of the things that you have done. But I know one thing, Michael, and I have to say to your parents, you just can't keep hanging it over his head.
No.
He knows he messed up. He knows he's screwed up. You know you've made decisions you shouldn't have. But, you know, cut him some slack now. This is time to move on. This is time for him to learn from that. What do you need from your dad? I just want, you know, what do you need from your dad, Michael? What do you need? Sorry.
I've waited so many years for that.
I just want him to be proud of me.
I am. It's just...
What do you see in Michael? What do you see in... You see that he's lost, but what is it that you notice about this young man that he has potential? What is it that you see when you look deep enough?
Intelligence.
Tell Michael.
He's intelligent.
You're
intelligent. Mum told you you're intelligent. You're an intelligent lad. Use it. There's no need. You've got this stigma of sort of wanting to be out with the boys and be out on the streets and be out with the lads. OK, I don't mind you doing that. But causing problems around the neighbourhood until 3 o'clock in the morning, running about because you've got big issues with the local gangs and whatever. Don't.
What are your hopes?
You can get...
What are your hopes for Michael? Yeah, what do you hope for him? What are your aspirations for him?
I want him to do...
Tell Michael, don't tell me.
I want you to do what I've always told you to do. Do what you want to do. It's your life, you make it. But not what you're doing now. What you do, what your future holds, is up here. And you've got to have the will to do what you want to do. Whether it be a road sweeper, whether it be a solicitor, or whatever. In here is what you want to do. No one else is going to manipulate you into doing what you don't want to do, or what you do want to do. I'm not going to say, I want you to be a football player and you're going to do this and you're going to do that. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. But do something that you want to do. It's your life, not mine, not your mum's, not your granddad's. It's your life.
And are you behind him? You support him 100%?
I've always been behind him 100%.
Michael?
If he wants to do building work, he goes into building work. I've told him, go to college. Now, I know, call me pig-headed, I know a lot of stuff about building and everything else. I've been in it all my life. He won't go into building trade just like that. They will not take him in the building trade. Just a, you know, young lad, looks like he does, with that attitude. They won't take him. You've got to go to college. You've got to learn a trade. Now, as soon as you go up with your CV and you go up to any building trade, they're going to say, oh, he's done 4 years at college, 3 years at college, fully qualified carpenter. We'll start him as a joiner, and all you'll be doing is stage fabrication, whatever, and, you know, joining fixings on the site.
So can I say from here that Michael, you know, just swim around those thoughts about what you feel you might want to get into, what you might want to do, because being able to do that will allow you then to have those conversations with your dad so that he can give you support in knowing, you know, how you can get that help. You know what I mean? Like, you want to be able to lean on your parents to guide you, to be able to give you that help, you know?
I mean, over the last couple of months, I've been very interested in going into the army and everything. And but I've not done much about it, have I? I've not really pushed for it to happen.
Mum's done it again.
And you know, my dad's
You've got to want it. If you don't want to join the army, don't join the army.
I mean, and
Is there a reason why you want to join the army?
yeah, because of the lifestyle that I live, and you know, my mates are great, but you know, and I just need to get out of everything.
No, Michael, army's not for escape.
No, I don't mean
Army's
like that.
not for
I mean, I just
escape.
want to get like, a new life and a new start.
Yeah, but army's not for escape, my love. I have to say, I feel like choosing the army is because you want to escape from the relationships that you were in and the bad company you were in. Do you know how you do that, Michael? You step outside the box. You find yourself a career, a trade that you're just curious about and interested. And you know what? You work hard with your parents' guidance, yeah, and you stay on that road because that's what takes you away from your past. That's what allows you to then move forward. These armies escape. Think about it.
I've always been interested in the army, though. I have always been interested in it.
And if you are, then that's something that your parents will support you with. But know that you don't want to do that just to escape from your past. Just having your head focused with the options of things that you would like to try with your work is what will take you into a different place, you know? Well, everybody in their lives has chapters that they close the book on and move on to new. As you're growing, you know, just as you're growing up, there will be friends that you would have spoke to that you'll never talk to anymore. There'll be circumstances and areas maybe you lived in and didn't live in anymore. Things will change for you, Michael. They will change for you. I'd love to leave you just thinking about that, just thinking about that, you know, and maybe some of those thoughts of what you might like to do and what might interest you. And I think what would be a great idea is actually just to get you two guys together, you know, and go and just hang out for, you know, an afternoon or something and just have that son and dad talk, you know, spend time together, some quality time together.
I mean, he's worked with me before and he's been 100%.
Yeah, if you love it, go and do the experience, hands-on experience.
But
it's a start, right?
he needs discipline. A little, you know, more, not to say discipline the army's going to give him.
Yeah.
But
you should go out. Go out if you're a dad one day, if you can, on the job, you know, or do some of that experience. Just getting out and just experiencing different things is real character building, Michael. It's real character building.
It's like the army. I don't feel like the army is a way to escape. I feel like it will make me a better person as well. I feel like the discipline, and because I've seen, you know, videos and everything else,
Yes.
I've advised on it and seen what it's like, and I do think it will make me a
But you can
better
still be
person.
disciplined, my love, without going into the army. So think about that. If that's your decision at the end of the day, and that's what you want to do, then I'm sure that your parents will be 100% behind you, but know that discipline comes from here. Okay, it's taught in the army, but it's also taught in life. It's taught in life as well, not just that profession, okay? So don't look at it as a means of being able to give you that. Getting up every day and going to work and being on time and getting your job done, that's discipline. That's discipline in itself, and being focused.
I want to be proud of you as well. I mean, I've been thinking recently, you know, what's my son going to think when he gets older? Yeah. So I want him, you know, I want him to be proud of me as well.
Absolutely. And you know, it's good. It's a good thing, Michael. So can we continue these talks between the pair of you? Have some time out. Go and do some, you know, go and do some lad stuff. You don't need to be involved in that. You've got Shelby to sort out.
Yeah, no, I'll do with him.
Yeah.
But that's what I want. I would love for them to have something in common because, you know, stresses of the house can be stressful, you know, especially when he's had a hard day's work and he's been moping about and he's stressed or whatever. You know, for them to get out of the house, go do something or have something nice to do.
But that couldn't happen until this happened.
No.
Because it takes courage, and sometimes it's awkward to have those conversations. And I have to say, you know, I'm really pleased that this happened. I'm really pleased that this happened today because there's a lot of love. There's a lot of love. Thank you. Thank you for coming here. Thank you.